Is it on? Is it on? So they say no two labors are the same, and this one went from nothing to OMG, I'm about to push out the baby. So let me tell you how it all went. Hey guys, my name is Nisha and I am your postpartum mommy friend next door. I am a boy mom of 4. Y'all, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's hop into my labor and delivery and how it varied from the other ones and some similarities and all of that good stuff. So let's get started. So I had my baby on March 4th, 2025. He is officially 3 months. His name is Theory Drew. He was born at 37 weeks and 5 days exactly. So let's go back. So I have had chronic hypertension my whole adult life. I've had hypertension throughout all of my pregnancies, and this one was no different. In each pregnancy, I had voluntarily asked to be induced because towards the end of my pregnancy, we had always seen an increase in my blood pressure, which could be unsafe because it could be a sign of preeclampsia. This birth, this leading up to it, this pregnancy was no different, y'all. So let me take you guys back. So it was Monday, March 3rd. And I was scheduled for my 37-week doctor's appointment. So before this, we didn't have any talks really about delivery. I wanted to have a spontaneous labor. That was always my goal, my hope. I wanted to have one of those labors like in the movies where you wake up in the middle of the night, your water bursts, and it's like, oh my God, we gotta get to the hospital. But in my heart, I kind of felt like, you know, that wasn't gonna happen. 3 times in a row, I had to be induced. So I kind of was expecting it. The only thing that I didn't want was one, Cervidil. Is it Cervidil or Cytotec? I'll put it on the screen. I didn't want that inserted because it hurts, 1. And then 2, I was just praying, you know, that my son and I make it out of, hold on. We're dying here and we don't want that to happen. Okay, we're charging. Okay, so my second goal was for me and my son to make it out of labor and delivery both healthy and alive, because as a Black woman in America, the chances of something happening to you were very, very high compared to our counterparts. So that was my biggest thing. I just wanted to be healthy and happy, and I didn't want Cervidil or Cytotec inserted because of previous experiences, and that happened. So let's start. So like I was saying, I had an appointment on that Monday, and I'll try to insert clips as I can. Say hi. The weekend, I was really, really good. I was okay. Normally, my appointments are on Thursdays, and each week I would turn a new week on Thursday. So I was 37 and 4. So I woke up that morning. My husband was at work, and I told him, I was like, babe, I feel off today. Like, I have a headache that I can't shake. And prior to that day, at 34 weeks, I had went to my NST. So I had been getting NSTs done, which is non-stress tests, because of my high blood pressure. They wanted baby within that hour to have a certain amount of heartbeats when like heartbeat increases for a certain amount of time. And my baby wasn't doing that. He was stubborn. So they sent me to the hospital at 34 weeks. I ended up staying for 3 or 4 days. Sorry. I ended up staying for 3 or 4 days in the hospital because my blood pressure was increased, but I was nervous. I had never had a preterm labor. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was going on. So they gave me a steroid shot. So baby was already prepared to come early had he needed to be, like his lungs and stuff. However, he didn't. But we did stay in the hospital. We had a hospital scare. Then I was out for 2 days. And then I had another week of stay because my 5-year-old has asthma, and then he had something going on with him, so we had to stay in the hospital for 4 days. So I finally got out. I was like, okay, listen, you got to pack your hospital bags. I have a video on that. You have to be ready, girl, because you don't know when this baby's gonna come. So fast forward back to that Monday, I was feeling all the feels. I was emotional. I had a headache that I couldn't shake. I did take my blood pressure medicine, but I feel like I didn't take it early enough because that appointment was at like 8 a.m. It was really early, and normally I have an appointment around 9 to 10. I had taken off of work because at 34 weeks when I was in the hospital, I just decided not to go back. If you didn't know, I'm a teacher by trade, by profession. So I wasn't teaching. I was just trying to like get everything finally prepared for baby. So I went to the doctor. Of course, they weighed me. I had gained 7 pounds. My blood pressure was elevated and I was having headaches. There was no protein in my urine, but my doctor wanted to rule out preeclampsia. Again, this has happened all of my other pregnancies, so I kind of knew what to expect. So she was like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to go to labor and delivery. And I felt it. I'm not gonna hold you. I was like, I'm big, and yeah. I called my husband. I told him, I think it's time. So she was like, there's no rush. Go ahead and make it to labor and delivery, but you need to go today. So I came home. We installed the car seat. I took some pregnancy photos because I didn't get to take any. And we packed up the bags. My husband's aunt got here and off to the hospital we went. I don't have that much content because I don't know. I'm so sorry. So anyways, we go to the hospital. It takes my husband forever to find a park. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he was nervous. I don't know. But once he found a park, we went upstairs and they got me situated. So they put, you know, the monitors on me and got me hooked up. And I was in triage. So I was waiting for a room. So as I was waiting in triage, another woman who had just gave birth over the weekend, mind you, this was Monday. She had just gave birth on Saturday. I hear them saying that she comes in hemorrhaging, like bleeding. So I'm nervous. So this makes me nervous. I'm like, oh no. Oh my God. So as I'm, trigger warning, as I'm by the door, like my room is about, I can see the door. I see her and all of a sudden I see her collapse. She falls out. She faints. Blood's everywhere. I overhear the doctors. Everybody's like rushing to her. Come to find out this lady had gave birth on Saturday, but there was a piece of her placenta that was still left in. So now I'm nervous. Now my blood pressure is going up because I'm like, oh my God. Like, again, my two goals were, one, not to have to get the what's it called inserted, and then two, to make it out alive, healthy mommy, healthy baby. Okay? So I'm just like, oh Lord, we do not need this. And my husband had went downstairs to the cafeteria because he had been at work all day. So I was in there by myself. I'm panicking. I'm sending text messages. I'm like, Tay, where are you? Come back up here. This lady's on the ground. Whatever. So they get her situated. Thank God she was okay. I hear her husband, and then they get the area cleaned up. Tayari's able to come in with me, and they move me to labor and delivery. So my labor and delivery room was nice. If you guys are in Las Vegas, I delivered at Summerlin Hospital. Highly recommend. My nurses were nice and everything. So that was Monday. They moved me over around 7-ish, and they started with the induction. Okay, so this was the shocking part. When I was in triage, they checked me and I was at a 2 centimeters. Child, I was like, what? Misha's at a 2? Period. So they moved me and they started me on Pitocin. That's what they did. So they started me on Pitocin, and of course, remember, we were monitoring baby's heartbeat because of his NSTs and his 20-week anatomy scan. They noticed that his heartbeat just kind of stayed. He was just a chill. He's a chill baby now. I'll tell you guys his name at the end. Anyway, if I didn't already tell you his name, I think I did. Anyways, so he's just a chill baby. So they moved me. They put me on Pitocin, and by the time it got okay, so they put me on Pitocin, and even though the Pitocin was being increased, I stayed at like a 2 centimeters. Like, it took me forever. Like, my cervix just did not want to do. So we were trying everything from bouncing on the ball to the peanut ball to switching sides. But what happened is when I would switch sides, baby would kick off the monitor. He was not messing with them at all. So at 7-8, so they took me off of the Pitocin at 2:30 in the morning. So it is March 5th. They take me off of the monitor, off of the Pitocin, and they said, this isn't working. They're going to insert the what's it called in me. And I was just like, oh my God, like, I don't want that done. Like, can we just use the balloon like we did with Taven's pregnancy, which is my 2-year-old. And for some reason, I forgot what they told me, but they told me they couldn't do the balloon or whatever. So they were like, your doctor wants to, like, insert the Cervidil because it's too much Pitocin. Oh yeah, that's why. They said the Pitocin was too much for baby's heart. So I'm just like, okay, that's fine. Because in my mind, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh my God, they're going to try to make me have a C-section. And that was like one of my fears. I did not want to have a C-section. I didn't have a C-section. I did have a vaginal birth. But with baby's heart, they took me off at 2:30. So the on-call doctor was supposed to insert it. Never came. Child, I was off of the medicine for 5 hours. So baby we was just chilling. So I slept from like 3 o'clock to 7:30. The new nurse came in and she was just like, oh no. She was like, you need to you should have already had your baby. And I was like, right, because I've been here since yesterday. So she was like, let me reach out to the doctor and we're gonna put you back on the Pitocin, because the doctor who was supposed to insert it had 3 emergency C-sections and then went home. So they just had me up in there just because. So I ate breakfast and then they checked me again. The Pitocin slowly started to work. However, because baby kept kicking off of the monitors, they had to... Okay, wait, no. Take it back. I didn't want the Cervidil. I wanted the balloon. In order to have the balloon, I had to be dilated at a certain pace. So the on-call doctor, he was really, really funny. He had me laughing. He came in to do a cervical check. Horrible. And he had to insert it, but I was too closed or something, so he didn't get to insert it in me. However, they had to put monitoring directly on the baby's head because they couldn't hear baby kept coming off of the monitors. So at around 1, so mind you, we've been on Pitocin from 7 to 1, and I was dilating slowly but not enough. And then whenever they would turn me, baby would kick off of the monitors. The monitors just would not, baby heartbeat wouldn't stay on it, and you know, we have to monitor baby's heartbeat. So around 1 o'clock, oh my God, ooh, it was so painful. They came in and they had to put the one monitor on his head and then the other monitor somewhere, but directly inside of me. Let's just say it was painful. After they did that, then I got the epidural, because your girl, listen, I was like, I'm not going to be able to have a baby without an epidural. So they brought me the epidural. Once they brought me the epidural around 2 o'clock, I wasn't able to eat anything. I was on a strictly soup, water diet or whatever. I just decided to keep eating ice chips, because ice chips and like the little juices they bring you, because listen, didn't nobody have time for that. So I was able to get a little bit of rest around maybe 3:34. She came and checked me again and I was at a 5. I was like, period, we almost in the active labor, period. So I remember being laid and I had the peanut ball between my legs and Teari was asleep. And all of a sudden I had the urge to poop. Now, if you've had a baby before, you know that pooping means you're about to deliver. So she had checked me and I was at a 5. So she was like, Miss Baker, I'll be right back. Let me go tell the doctor, you know, that you're at a 5. And the contractions was like picking up, but I couldn't feel them, thank God, because I was on the epidural. The Pitocin they was raising that Pitocin like every 30 minutes, I want to say. And I woke my husband up. I said, Tay, I gotta go. So I was like, call the nurse, hurry up, I gotta go. And she was like, no, don't push, because I think that may be the baby. Y'all, when I tell you she came back within like that 30 minute, not even 30 minutes. I don't think it was, do you know you have 30 minutes? I don't even think it was 30 minutes. She came, hold on. I think she checked me at 5. She came back like 10 minutes later. Your girl was at a 10. And I was ready to push. And I was like, oh my God, I can't hold it. So she called my doctor. My doctor had clocked out for the day, which was weird because in California, where I delivered previously, you know, your doctor is just on call. So she had left at 5. And so wait, she checked me at 4:30. Girl, when did she check you? She checked me around 4:45. I was at a 5 centimeters. She came back at 5. I was at 10 centimeters. She went to call the doctor. The doctor had clocked out because she had to go to her daughter's race, right? Her track race. They came and checked me and she was just like, okay, I need you to hold it because we're waiting for the doctor to come. So there was an on-call doctor that was there, and then there was a doctor that my doctor colleague that she had wanted to deliver me, right? I was like, I can't hold it. I have to push. So the doctor who came in earlier, we had a good rapport and he was really, really funny. So even though he wasn't my primary OB, I was okay because we had built a rapport when he came in earlier to check me. So I was telling him, it was funny because they gave me ices and he was like, doesn't it feel like you're at a, He was like, at a fair, he was like, all you're missing is your cotton candy. I was like, yeah, and the clowns. So we were like joking about that. So when he came in, he was just like, oh, are we still at the fair? I was like, yeah, we just missing the funnel cake. So I was like, but listen, I ain't got time to be playing with you right now. I was like, I gotta push. So he was like, go ahead. He was like, this is your fourth baby. You know what you're doing, just push. So the baby doctor came in. My husband came here. He captured literally everything. I'll try to insert as much as I can without it being like, you know, showing everything, because literally he got everything. But this labor was special because they let me look in the mirror so I could see the baby's like head coming out. So I was like, okay, I think I gotta push this labor. So in all of my labors, I was very silent. I didn't scream or anything. This labor was the same, except for, you know how normally when you're in labor they count, they're like, hold your breath, 5, 1, 2, 3, and they count to 10. This labor, nobody was counting. It was very chill. He was just like, go ahead, push. He was very calm. Like, my doctor was really, really calm, and I appreciated it. So he was just like, you don't need me, you got this. So I was like, can I see the mirror? So they brought the mirror, and I'm like, tilted, I can't see. When I tell you they showed me, I was like,
that's a baby's head right there.
I turned it a little bit. Oh my. This way.
So that's baby's head right there.
Oh my God.
You really want to push?
That's the 3. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Someone who's had 4 babies. This is the 4th. There you go. Nice and steady. You got it.
No,
Good job.
push,
It's coming out.
Push.
Nice and steady. Nice and steady.
push,
Let me know.
push,
Call the baby.
Push.
Baby nurse in.
Yeah, I think she did.
push,
Hey, Sarah.
push,
Is that
Yeah, baby nurse is here.
Oh, okay.
push,
I thought that was Dr. Martin. All right, so the head's out. Just take some steady breaths in and out.
push.
All right, give me a nice, big, strong push here. Okay, there we go. We got one shoulder. And there's the
All
other.
right.
There we go.
I did it, honey.
You did it.
Situated at 5'10". Baby came out at 5. So like 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. Baby came out at 5:20. 23, 24. Now in the video, I didn't know until I looked back, he wasn't screaming at first. He kind of was quiet. Once they suctioned everything out, he took a deep sigh, and we welcomed our 4th baby boy. Little welcomed Theory Drew. He was born March 4th, 2025. He was 6 pounds exactly, 19 ounces, and he was born at 5:25 p.m. in Las Vegas. And we are just in love. Now he is 3 months. He's thriving. I'm sorry that this video took me so long. I tried to record at least 2 or 3 other times, but it just felt like every time I tried to sit down and push the button, something was happening. I know it's kind of all over the place, but this time in our life has just been interesting, to say the least. So nevertheless, he's here. He's thriving. And I'm just excited for all that God has done and just allowing us to both make it through. After I stayed in that area for a couple more hours, and then they transitioned me to postpartum, and I stayed in the hospital a couple of extra days because my blood pressure was very elevated. Like I said, I had eclampsia, and then I ended up getting discharged on Thursday evening. So we were there from Monday to Thursday, 3 weeks in a row. Nevertheless, God is good. He came at 30 weeks and 5, and I'm just thankful. Everything, he ended up seeing a heart doctor. Everything is fine with his heart. Everything was fine with his development. We didn't have any jaundice or anything of that nature, which I did deal with baby number 3. So yeah, I'm just excited to just focus on motherhood, to focus on the kids and the growth. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Yours truly, Nisha, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.